324, and in the fourth quarter, 101,256,300, and in financial year 2026-2027, 148,689,846. We have appendices there. 5A, pending bills. 5B, outstanding bills of 571,788,903, and 5C, pending bills paid of 620,478,940. Thank you, Chair.
Governor, in your appendices, is there any that does an aging analysis of the outstanding bills?
The month and year in which they were incurred is showed on the first column.
Where do we get that? Is that which appendix? So 5B or
5A, the first column. 5B has an aging analysis, 1 to 2 years, 2 to 3 years, and over 3 years.
A. But the header there is pending bills payment plan.
Yeah.
So it's a payment plan.
It's a payment plan. It's a list and a plan.
Then 5B is what is outstanding after paying what is in 5A.
Yes, 571,788.
Okay. So of this outstanding pending bill list, just want to see the aging. Is there a way of telling the age of whatever remains of the 571 million?
Yes.
Or there's a date of the LPO, LSO contract number.
There is a summary on the first page that shows those that are under 1 year, 1 to 2 years, 2 to 3 years, and over 3 years.
So, in your outstanding pending bills of 571 million, only 1% is over 3 years.
7.8 million.
That's 1%.
Those are the eligible bills, not the ones that are claimed. The ones that are claimed are many, but the ones that were tasked as eligible.
So you have another list of ineligible pending bills.
There is ineligible pending bills, yes, under the report that we received from the task force that we put together. This has been availed to the contractors.
So why are we, if they are ineligible through your processes, why are they still in our books?
They are not in our books now. It is a separate list. I'm just mentioning this because of you mentioned earlier about the pressure and the petitions that you had received. That's why I was mentioning that.
So is the pressure coming from those on the ineligible list or the ones on the eligible list?
Both. Both. There are those who feel strongly that they submitted bills, but they know, they have been informed that they are ineligible. So both groups continue to put pressure.
If you as head of a government, using whatever systems, you have gone through this process and said that X is a list of ineligible bills, which other institution can change that position?
The vetting process ended there.
So, because, these things must be brought to a close. If it is ineligible through your processes, and maybe you need to describe what that process was, because you cannot carry ineligible bills and have them hanging in the air for 3-4 years. In this financial year, Auditor General, we have moved to accrual from cash basis, and therefore pending bills will be treated in a different manner. Do we expect the County of Homa Bay to carry the ineligible bills in the balance sheet?
maybe share this requires some guidance, because if they have confirmed and it has been indicated that it's ineligible, and probably even the contractor has not provided the required, there's a process they have gone through in terms of even confirming the work they have done, or maybe even the documentations. So that brings the issue of the separations, because how do you bring them as payable if probably the documentation itself is also missing? Or maybe the vetting process has confirmed that the work has not also been done, because it's a process that has been done by the management.
Yeah, so
Chair, can I say something about these pending bills before Senator Wambu? I thought this matter had been canvassed at Kitale High Court, that the people who should only verify, and I wish the governor was listening, and it's good the county attorney is here. I don't know whether, Governor, you are aware when Governor of Trans Nzoia tried to form a verification pending bills committee, the courts ruled that in Kitale High Court, that it is only the OAG was the verification of pending bills. So my question would be, during that time when you formed a task force, did you form a task force before that decision came into play? And now that you have indicated the eligible and illegible pending bills, how many in that task force report, if you could be kind enough to provide us a copy, and tell this committee which are legible pending bills and eligible pending bills, and whether the OAG was involved in the task force report in terms of verification of the pending bills. And I would like to know whether your county attorney did advise you on the implications of that decision. Because I think the OAG, Muriuki, you still maintain that you are the only constitutional recognized body that you can only verify. So on these account payables, through the chair, on these accountable payables on pending bills, were you capturing what you had from the raw data that were provided through financial statements that the entity provided, or what was the essence? That because the governor now is saying there is a report they did and they were paying as per that report, yet in the OAG report, where is the nexus? Maybe the OAG can go first and then the governor through the chair.
okay, yeah. So let's understand the process and then confirm whether it's in line with the court ruling in Kitale. So, but that should be described by the governor, isn't it?
Whether the OAG participated in the entire process.
In the verification.
Yeah.
OAG?
Sure, we didn't participate through the vetting of those pending bills, especially for the contractors.
Okay. Governor, what was the process that you instituted?
Yeah. Chair, we, as many counties did, we did institute a task force, which I appointed and gazetted, that made a public call in the newspapers for anybody who had pending bills to submit. The committee was made out of senior, auditors and other very senior professionals. All the contractors submitted their bills, the ones that, and you are told to submit bills and documents, which they did. The audit committee then looked through the documents. They also took the documents from the county that were there. They looked through all of them. They went round the projects. If you say you did a road or a toilet or whatever it is, they went round and checked all those projects. And I think they were able to go around to about 85% of the projects. Then they did a report, which was made public to the contractors. And then there was an appeal window that was also given for contractors who felt that their contracts were ineligible. This was done together with our internal audit department. And I wanted the attorney to speak to the issue of the case, because I remember when we were back here in the Senate when the issue of the case came up, but we had already concluded our processes by then. But attorney, please intervene on the case and how it affected our
before
process.
attorney comes on board. So, what was the number that was deemed to be ineligible before attorney talks to the process?
I don't have it off the top of my head, but I want the team to get it from the report.
Okay, then the attorney can proceed as they verify that.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, I want to point out that this task force was appointed way back. It must have been in late 2022, just immediately after Excellency took over office. That was way before the decision on Kitale was handed down. Chair, even after the decision in Kitale was handed down, Chair, when we were here before you last year, I think, we had a debate on this matter as well. And Chair, you remember the direction was that, yes, what the court in Kitale said was that the issue of verification as to the viability of bills lies with the audit process. Now, at the time, what the court said is that that has to be done by the external auditor or the internal auditor. Now, our process, and in fact, by the time, the reason why we are delayed in implementing that process at the time was that we were of the view that perhaps now our internal auditor needs to now take it to the OAG. But we got the advisory from here that we could be able to complete that process based on the report that was done by our internal audit department, Chair. That was the process that we went through from a legal point of view, interpreting the decision in Kitale.
So, do you have the figure for what was ineligible?
Yes, Chairman. What was ineligible was 1,094,796.
1 billion?
94,796.
So, from where you sit as a CEO, because I think we are in agreement that there is no other institution or body that is better suited to determine what is eligible and what is ineligible at the county level, or beside the governor, with the oversight of the Office of the Auditor General. So why are we still having this conversation over the 1 billion if your processes have established that they are not valid claims?
We have made it very clear. We have made the report public. So those who continue to, this I just mentioned in the context of some of the people who may still be claiming to be having pending bills, yet they know very well that when they go through the report is voluminous and public. Everybody who submitted their claim is in that report. And the reason for ineligibility is also given. So we are not entertaining any ineligible costs. I only mentioned it in the context of some people who are still agitating, but on the basis of ineligible bills. But according to us as a government, the bills that we have are the ones that were declared eligible by the committee and our internal audit processes, as was guided by this committee.
To the governor on the challenges of not paying these pending bills. The list that is provided here is a list of eligible pending bills. I'm looking at the list, Chair, and I'm looking at some very small figures dating back in 2023. Like there are some small mechanics who run garages, like it's not paginated, but it is in...
Is it in the payment plan or in the outstanding?
In 5B.
5B, outstanding list.
Yes, in the outstanding list. Now it's not paginated. I will not verify you the actual page.
They are raw numbers.
But there's a garage called Gamba Motors Garage, which incurred a bill on 30th October 2023 for a motor vehicle repair, and they're supposed to be paid 8,944. 8,944. This must be a Juakali mechanic. Up to now, he or she has not been paid. The next one is Vene Auto Spares and Services. He's supposed to be paid 362,000. And so many others, 45,000, you know. Governor, what is the challenge? Because in this year under consideration, we had met our revenue target in terms of on-source revenue. And so in the subsequent year, we would have done even budgets, supplementary budgets, and paid these people. These are very poor people in Homa Bay. What is the challenge here, Governor?
Governor, the small, those very small bills.
Yeah, I agree.
And I believe that these are eligible.
These are
not
eligible
ineligible.
bills.
So there's no question as to their authenticity.
Yes, these are eligible bills and that should have been paid. As you realize, Chairman, through you, we did pay bills up to 642 million in this last year, and the fiscal space only did allow that. What I want to agree with you on is we should prioritize the very small bills and finish with them, which is what we are also trying